Welcome to Midnight Movie Matinee. I'm Stephen,
And I'm Danielle.
and we went to go see Nonstop.
In our last podcast for the Oscars, we said we were going to go see Nonstop to support Lupita Nyong'o, and guess what we did? Oh my god,
Backed up those claims.
We're so predictable. We're so honorable.
So, Nonstop appears to be a thriller. The poster makes it look like an action movie.
Starring Liam Neeson.
Starring Liam Neeson.
Everyone's favorite over 50 hero man.
The man from Taken and Taken 2 was not the star of this movie. It's a different character.
More of a tortured man.
An alcoholic. Air Marshal.
Air Marshal, yes. The tone of this film is meant to be action-packed, tense. You're supposed to feel every moment. And I think upon the first, after reaction, I think that it managed to be tense.
I feel like it was tense for, the first, 3/5 of the movie. And then it lost some of the steam and some of the tension because it was kind of dragging on a bit.
I feel that it was tense, but it was one of those movies that you forgot about in a day or two. There's nothing really holding you. It's fun and it's actiony, but there's nothing really holding you there.
It's enough to pass the hour and a half.
No. Without spoiling too much. I mean, are we doing a spoilery review?
No, we'll do non-spoilers first and then...
Yeah, so this
spoilers.
is the non-spoiler review. It was, it had action. It had, some violence. All very PG-13 because it was rated PG-13. It kept a lot of the blood off scene and all the violent. And there was even a clever moment where there was the use of text scrolling appearing on the film on the screen so we could read what was going on and would increase attention. And at one point someone used curse words and they used a very clever device of a broken screen even in the film, looking like, and it bleeped out the curse words and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I thought I was going to find that text screen thing gimmicky, and it was gimmicky on a level. But
it felt natural.
It felt natural to this kind of movie. I mean, how the hell... We're not going to just keep reading over the hero's shoulder. That's going to get boring as hell. And he's not going to read his text out loud because that's just so 80s cheesy and ridiculous. It's like... I'm reading.
We don't even have text in the 80s, yet we read them out loud.
Well, whenever they had sci-fi, they would have those little machines and be like, the Geiger count is reading at 15%. It's like, you would just fucking read that. You're not gonna, come on.
Yeah.
So at least it was like, well, how the hell are we gonna make this look natural? We can't have this guy reading this text out loud. Can you imagine how much more crazy and drunk they would have thought him if he was running around going... Now he's texting me a picture of a bunny rabbit and says that if he doesn't touch, if the bunny rabbit doesn't get pet in 10 minutes, someone will die on this place. It's just gonna be crazy and ridiculous. So, I'm sorry, I made up that whole part about the bunny rabbit. There is no bunny rabbit in this film.
But there should have been.
There is a Paddington bear though, so.
But they don't even call him Paddington Bear. They call him Henry.
Because they don't have
Spoiler.
They don't have the rights to call him Paddington Bear. But I think that the movie, it wasn't very long. It was a good, solid 90 minutes. So it doesn't lag. I don't think it lags. I mean, once you... The reveal of the bad guy is sort of predictable. Not sort of.
No, wait. It's gonna spoil now.
No, but it's not a spoiler. I'm just saying that the reveal of the bad guy is kind of predictable. And then they try to make it not predictable, but then it ends up... It's just... Yeah, I mean, when you walk into that movie, the first person you think is the bad guy, pretty much. So, unless you are really, really blind and you are going to think that, I'll give you a hint. It's not the 70-year-old woman. She's not the bad guy.
And it's not the little girl who's flying alone for the first time.
Yeah, it's not her.
Not her. She
Not her.
didn't do it.
No.
I enjoyed the movie. It didn't have me riveted, but I thought we were gonna walk into this movie and get a chance to satirize it and stuff, and wouldn't feel tension. but we didn't.
There was
We
only
didn't get to make jokes.
There was only one scene that I giggled out loud, and in the spoiler version, you can hear more about that scene, where it just seemed like sort of it was actually an interesting use of physics, but it just came across as very silly and comical. But that was the one moment I think of the movie for me where it just felt like a great old style action movie, and that was kind of cool, mixed in with all the other more new modern agey bad bad guy movies, tension movies. Because nowadays it feels like, obviously we still have our like dumb actions like Final Fantasy. No, like like Fast and Furious, that are still kind of like muscle cars and hot chicks and terrible plots that don't make any sense and nobody cares. But now a lot of action movies attempt to be intelligent. They attempt to have an educated bad guy. They use technological, terrorism instead of just the good old fashioned bombs and guns and, stuff like that. They may use bombs and guns, but they mix in, technology and hacking, but like in a modern way, in a more realistic way. We've really kind of captured our imaginations about the cell phone and all the evils and horrors the cell phone can
You can do anything with a cell phone.
What?
You can do anything with the cell phone now. It's like a modern day Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, the cell phone is the modern day Swiss Army knife. You can kill someone with it. You can set off a bomb with it. You can destroy someone's career with a cell phone. So it just it had that modern feel where like. And on one hand, I think that's a good thing, because I think that we need to incorporate a more modern sensibility. Like, there's no way we could never take a 90s action movie seriously in this day and age. You know what I mean?
Yes, we could.
No, which 90s action?
Speed?
Yes, you take Speed so seriously.
Speed? Dennis Hopper, you got a bus!
If you take Speed seriously, I feel sorry for you. That's all I have to say.
Danny.
Look, 90s movies were... They had a sense of overwroughtness. They were very like, everything is at stake, da 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 da, and like it works for the era. But like nowadays we have to have that sort of creepily building tension, or who could it be, you know what I mean, sort of thing. And I don't know, I think it's a good thing on one hand, but on the other hand, it's like sometimes that's like when the scene that came up that felt very 90s action movie, sometimes you miss that sort of just not giving a shit and screwing around kind of thing. At least with stuff like this.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, totally.